One of the leading organizations in the fight to arrest the spread of the HIV virus in Papua New Guinea has been the church-run Anglicare. Its continued campaign, however, depends on money, and that has been a drawback. But instead of sitting back, Anglicare has resorted to fundraising. In doing so, the organization received a rare support, that from former Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott. Jacqueline Yalla reports.
The handing down of the 2017 national budget was not favourable for the church-run health and education agencies. The Department of Community Development was allocated 159.6 million kina, which tripled from last year's 49 million kina. Church and state partnership programs were given 20 million kina, which doubled from last year's 10 million kina. The budget cut is not favourable for church-run health and education services in the country. Two major churches that run these programs are Catholic and Anglicare. Anglicare PNG was established by the Anglicare Church of Papua New Guinea purposely to bridge the gap of delivering quality health and education services to the people of Papua New Guinea. Its main roles are to provide counselling for people living with HIV/AIDS, adult literacy classes and other community projects. However, some of these programs might be affected due to massive cuts in the 2017 budget.
And just recently when we got this announcement that the Fed was having a cut in the budget, that's when we thought that we need to sustain ourselves in some ways. For us, because we've been totally dependent on the Australian aid, it has been it's like a crisis to us at the moment, and we're thinking, how do we sustain this? So this is something that now we're looking at means and ways of how do we keep these programs going. I know that drugs and these things will come, but to keep staff on work, other utility costs, the running costs, it's a big challenge, and it's kind of a distraction to this organization at the moment, at this time.
Catholic Church owns and runs more than 50% of health and education services around the country. However, the budget cut will greatly affect them also.
So the government should give priority to the health services and to the churches. And so there is no meaning in cutting the funding for the health or education. Now I plead to the ministers, health and education, to give high priority. Now the budget is gone, it will continue, and we don't know how much it is going to be given. It is said that it's 20% of health for the Catholic Church. We don't know how much it is going to really come to the health services on the whole. So anyway, we thank the government for giving at least so much, but in future it has to be a priority.
Anglicare PNG has strived to take a step further in hosting fundraising dinner to raise money to continue run its programs. In doing so, they have invited the former Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott as their special guest for their fundraising dinner. Australia has been providing financial assistance to Anglicare for almost 16 years now. In commemorating Anglicare PNG's 16th year's anniversary last week, Anglicare PNG appreciated the Australian government for its continuous support. Australia will continue to assist Anglicare to run its community programs.
It's very good to be here for the party to celebrate Anglicare's 16th birthday here in PNG. Anglicare does wonderful, wonderful work, particularly with HIV/AIDS sufferers, and I'm pleased and proud that the Australian government has been supporting this work in the past, and I look forward to it continuing to support this work in the future.
But for Catholic-run health services, they continue to feel the hike of shortage of antiretroviral drugs.
the Australian government has cut its funding for HIV/AIDS program in the country, and it's not just cutting; it's completely cut off the AIDS, because they want Papua New Guinea government and the churches should on their own continue this health care for a special retroviral program. And now it's a struggle for not only the patients, but also all those people who have been giving this service. All of a sudden they are jobless, and the people do not get their the medicine. Though we have received the medicine now, but we need people to distribute to them. So the Papua New Guinea government should come in place and then should make sure that this program is continuing.
Churches have played a significant role in the country's development, and now with the Australian government pulling its services out, coupled with the budget cut, church health and education services will be greatly affected. People in the rural areas will greatly feel the impact, as government service may not reach them on time. But not all is gloomy for especially the church-run health agencies. According to Health Secretary Pasco Kase, Papua New Guinea and Australia have a joint agreement for both governments to work together to further strengthen PNG's health system. This is so that PNG is able to better cope with its growing population and significant health challenges.